Sketchboard Pro is an iPad stand that creates a smooth surface all around the iPad. Modeled after the classic illustration sketchboards that we all used in art school, the Sketchboard Pro transforms the iPad into a sheet of paper on a plane, so you get the benefits of drawing digitally and has never felt more like drawing on paper. Hi, I'm JJ Harrison. I'm an artist and a founder of Braintree House, where we created the Sketchboard Pro, an iPad stand designed for artists. Braintree House is a studio where we make art and games. At our studio, we love our iPads and the Apple Pencil. At first, we started using them just for quick conceptual work, but soon everyone fell in love with drawing in Procreate, and now we're using them for just about everything. The problem with drawing consistent professional work on an iPad is that it can be stressful on your body. It's like holding a thick piece of paper in your hands for hours while you draw, and that can cause numbness in your hands and in your arms, discomfort on your shoulders from having to float your arms so much, and then pain in your neck from looking down so much. Studies have even shown that these devices are changing our physiology. Everything from causing early arthritis to these new bone spikes they're discovering in the back of people's skulls. It's gross. Before this device, I spent hundreds of hours drawing on my iPad, and I suffered all the little annoyances like numb fingers and neck pain and shoulder pain. I tried out all the stands on the market. I tried lap cushions. I even tried a telescoping arm connected to my desk, but nothing did the trick. We got to designing, and our first molded prototype accomplished everything we set out to achieve, which was just to allow for better drawing at a drawing desk or propped up against the table or on our laps. We even added a magnetic plate to keep the new iPad from falling out when you want to move from one spot to another without worrying about the iPad falling on the floor. Next, we had the idea to add fold-out legs so you could set up the workstation at any table, but our first attempt at this wasn't very good, as the legs weren't strong enough and the sketchboard would slide away from you as you drew. We added rubber stoppers on the bottom, and that helped a ton with stability. For our next generation of prototypes, we added much stronger legs with built-in non-slip overmolds. The difference was amazing, and we finally felt ready to show it to people outside our studio.
It just makes it so that I have this whole board, this whole range that I can draw on. I no longer have to, like, if I have just the iPad, I'm like holding it up to my chest and it's so awkward. I have to rest it on my belly or something. With the sketchboard, when I put it in, that problem goes away. How I was just doing it before was so frustrating. Now it's not frustrating at all. It flows, it's very fluid. I really do love the sketchboard. It really makes drawing easy and effortless. I love the ability it gives me to get full range of motion of my arm within my illustrations.
You know, it does. It feels like I'm drawing on a piece of paper on a desk. So, my previous drawing experiences were always just awkward because you want to treat it like a pad of paper, but it's not. And so, you know, the fact that you have something that holds it, and that way it acts like a normal piece of paper on a normal drawing desk that you're used to, it solves that problem, and it takes that awkwardness away. And the only other way to do that is to hold it at sort of a weird angle that you're not used to. It's like an unnatural. You're bending your hands unnaturally. You're holding it unnaturally. You're doing things in weird positions that you would never do in any other situation. So it puts the artist like back to their natural drawing state. Yeah, I don't want to get this back. But I still like walk out with it.
That's why we feel ready to share Sketchboard Pro with you, and hopefully you can help us make it a reality, so that everybody who loves drawing on their iPad can do so with great comfort and spend more energy on creativity and less on physical stress. So what's next? We're now ready to enter the design for manufacturing phase, where we tighten up our engineering and add small upgrades like a port for your charging cable. this design process takes a couple of weeks. Then we're able to have our manufacturers start tooling the molds that are used to make the parts. Once we have that, we can begin manufacturing. And within a couple of months, we have Sketchboard Pros ready to begin shipping. So that's the Sketchboard Pro. Thank you so much for your support.